Hello, I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the effects of COVID on the mental health of college students. We have been living in this pandemic for the last 2 years now, and it's had an effect on various people, from high schoolers to elementary schoolers to college students, even just people in general as a whole. And particularly with college, when it first came out, a lot of people who were attending college were sent home and had to, finish either their classes online, or it just came to a complete stop until the following year started back up for them to do the next semester. And basically, being at home caused a lot of students to have, mental health issues, whether it may be anxiety, whether it may be depressions, or really just, the feeling of being anxious in general, because you don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know whether or not you're going to get sick or your family's going to get sick. You don't know really what's next, especially when it was so early and there was so much information that's out that hadn't been out yet. According to the Mayo Clinic health system, 30% of students reported feeling depressed in the past year. The symptoms of depression and anxiety can include difficulty handling schoolwork, loss of interest in academic activities such as clubs, sports, or other social commitments, changes in eating or sleeping patterns, emotional outbursts such as tearfulness or anger, sense of being overwhelmed, panic, faulty self-assessments, and lack of energy, all of which many college students have on campus right now. A lot of kids and students are worried about, finals. They're worried about, getting their grades together and on track and things like that. And it's very hard, in the midst of COVID. Right now we're down to 0 cases on campus, which is really good. And I'm glad that, we have a system that is somewhat better now, where there is more freedom, where we could, take the proper precautions still, but also at the same time, be able to, keep going and things like that. Because the more days you take off for actually being sick and things like that, that's also, you're also behind on work and things like that. Of course, you might have some excused absences, but at the same time, it's still, kind of bad. Also, according to the Mayo Clinic that I saw that was interesting, is suicide is the third leading cause of death for college students. Nearly 2 out of 3, or 2/3 of students who developed substance abuse problems also are found to suffer from mental health disorders such as anxiety or depression. So a lot of issues that cause college students to have these things are issues such as it stems from issues like relationships and breakups, sexual assault, having trouble making friends, drug or alcohol usage, sexual identity adjustments, and also family history of mental health. That's also contributes as well. And the last thing that I noticed that contributes is fears of disappointing parents because of grades or career path choices. A lot of kids every day stress whether or not their grades are good and whether or not, this is the right path for them, basically because their parents hold them up to a higher standard, or, or they were, just sitting here just to do something. But, those are some things too. And the last fact that I'm going to point out is, according to whattobecome.com, 64% of college students drop out of college because of mental health problems. And 48% of students believe that mental health problems have impacted their education. And 24% of students were dealing with bipolar disorder. So this isn't something that's new. This has been something that's been going on for quite some time. And now in the age of social media and the age of media as a whole, these things have been brought to light. So thank you so much for your time. And that has been, my assessment of Blog 1, the effects of COVID on mental health of college students. Thank you.